All right, welcome back to the College of Arts and Humanities podcast. Today we're here with a bit of a special guest. We have our first student. You're not a professor.
I'm not.
We're here with Katie.
Hi, how are you?
We're great. We're fabulous.
Good. I'm glad to be here.
You're a student here at the Common Department.
Yes.
You work in student-run media.
Yes, I do.
But we're going to talk about that in a little bit. We're going to talk about you. But you are in a band, as far as I understand.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So I started this band in my sophomore year of high school. We all met at a coffee shop in Brownfield, Texas. It's about 30 minutes outside of Lubbock, and it was an Alice in Wonderland themed coffee shop. So we went out there, me and a couple of my friends I had known, and we started kind of just playing music out there. They had open mic nights, and then it was kind of individual all at first, and then we all just kind of had a crazy kooky idea of, hey, what if we start a band?
Yeah.
And so we started playing our first open mics out there. So our first official shows were out there. And so since they were really what got us all to start, we named our band All About Alice after the Alice in Wonderland themed coffee shop. So it's not all about me. My name is not Alice. Stopping that myth there.
That's a pretty good name for a band, though.
Thank you.
You've got the alliteration thing. It's a little mysterious, especially when you aren't Alice.
Yes.
It's like, what is going on with that? So what genre are you in? What kind of music do you guys make?
So we like to say that we're a variety band.
Okay.
So we play anything from classic country to classic rock. We mostly stay in those genres.
Okay.
So we do mostly covers, or at least a lot of our covers, because our shows are 3 hours most of the times. And so we'll do anything from Dolly Parton to Johnny Cash to Joan Jett to Led Zeppelin, ZZ Top, kind of anything and everything in between. And then we also have our original music, which I couldn't really tell you a sound because all of us are just so different in what we like to listen to. I'm a huge pop girl, but I also really love country. Our lead guitarist is very into just rock and roll, Guns N' Roses, and then our rhythm guitarist is very into old, like Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, and so all of us just kind of throw in our influences, and you can hear that within all of our original songs of that's a little of that. So
you guys kind of sit in the Eagles zone,
probably,
right?
Yeah.
Where you're one song will be almost country, I'm assuming you guys are electric mostly.
Yes.
Yeah. Almost country, and then 2 songs later on the album is a hard rock song type of deal.
Yeah.
There's something very American about that kind of band. Of course they have them in the UK, but country music's particularly American.
Right.
Rock is particularly American as much as those stupid English like to claim they're better at it. They're not. I have strong opinions on that, if you couldn't tell.
I can see that.
Yeah. But that's... I don't know really what else I was expecting, because you're a traditional, not traditional, but you're a kind of normally composed band from Texas, right? Now, obviously, that's not entirely true, because like you said, you're full-on pop girl, and you've got, rhythm guitarist being into Waylon Jennings. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, Jack, he loves his old country. That is something that he's very, very into, and I think that's what makes us so well together, and kind of what makes our music so good is because we'll have our drummer mention something super indie and kind of fun, and then you'll have me throw in my little pop things, and then you'll have a random bad guitar riff in here that just goes crazy, and it just throws it all together.
You'll just have a classic rock riff in the middle of an indie song.
Right.
I love that kind of stuff. I love music that's strange in a good way, or that has very non-intersecting influences.
Right.
So are you guys, you said you play a lot of covers at your shows, but you do have original music.
Yes.
Is it a way people can look at that, access your original music? Do you have an album coming out at any point?
So we are actively recording right now. We're recording with the producer in Lubbock. He is from a Music Park recording studio. His name is Scott Ferris. He is produced for Flatland Calvary. They are a country band out of Lubbock, and they're doing really, really well right now. And so it's really cool to kind of get to work with somebody who has such an amazing mind as he does. And he really pushes us to be better and work better. And so we've been recording with him for a while now. And we don't have any music out from this album yet, but we are really, really close to having at least a single out right now. And we're hoping to at least get the full album out possibly by at least the end of this year, if not earlier.
Yeah.
And so it's been really fun doing all of that.
Well, there's something I think a lot of people don't quite understand what a producer does, right? They're not just the guy who sits there and makes sure you sound good. They are the guy who pushes you creatively.
Right. Well, we have two songs that are out right now that are original music. One's called Heroes and one's called Vigilante Road. They're both like out on all the platforms, but we are re-recording them in this album because from when we first recorded them, at least Heroes, we recorded it I think in 2021, 2022 when we very first started. So our sound from me being a 16-year-old little kid to 21 is just very different and everything. So we want to kind of bring this new version of Heroes. And so when we did record it with the original production guy, he just, which is like you said, kind of push the buttons, make sure we sounded good. But when we got with Scott, he's more of a producer, so he's like, okay, what can we do to make this better? I like this, but is this too much? And kind of really just picked apart the entire song to where you can't even tell it's the same song except for the lyrics.
Like he kind of pulled strings and made sure everything was in the place it was supposed to be in like a progressive way. I don't know if that's the correct word, but like it's a way that makes you think about your own song in a different way.
So like, okay, what could you do here differently? And so it makes you think of like when you're writing new stuff of like, okay, what would Scott say? Okay, maybe let's not have the intro be 40 seconds now because nobody wants to listen to that much. Let's try to make this. What can we do to make this catchier? Just those little things that you just don't know until you know.
Well, and especially with, I think, smaller bands, a lot of what goes into it is like differentiating yourself, like making yourself stand out in what is, let's be honest, a very crowded space. Right. There are a lot of bands and a lot of people in bands, but if you have someone kind of like that, and if you have a group that is willing to listen to them, which it really sounds like you guys are willing to listen to your producer, which is, thank God you're not.
What we pay him for.
Yeah, thank God you're not having that battle like 2 tours in, right?
Yeah.
But like standing out and sort of being able to twist your sound or change your sound or like adapt your sound to who you are now as a person, like versus what you said when you were like 16. The person I am now versus the person I was when I was 16 years old.
Yeah, they're very different.
I'm still 16 in the picture of my driver's license. You'll get to see that after this because I look like a gremlin.
A little less of the facial hair, I'm guessing.
None.
Yeah.
I had a baby face, which, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to talk about us personally a little bit.
Okay.
I cannot imagine my life without hair on my face. Is there a thing in your life you can't imagine your life without?
Honestly, and this is very cliche for what we're talking about, but I would say music. I mean, I've been in music since I was a little kid. I was in choir starting in 4th grade, and I did choir all throughout high school. I did it a couple of years here at ASU.
Oh, wow.
I worked at the opera program here in ASU, so I've always been singing in some sort of capacity. So I think even, whenever I'm graduated and depending on whatever happens with our band, I'm still going to always have music somehow in my life, and hopefully it is still creating with us.
Well, and I think music is kind of unique insofar as it's a lifelong pursuit, right? It's something you can do until the end of your days. Like, there's going to come a point where all the hair falls off my head. It's going to happen, right? As much as I loathe that day. I don't think there will really ever come a day where you can't at least enjoy or participate in some way in music, which is fabulous for you.
Yeah,
I'm so happy for you about that.
It's great.
So you've been doing, you said choir, a little bit of opera. Are you singing is kind of your whole focus then? Okay.
Yes, I have recently started trying to pick up on keyboard and piano, but definitely with the semester and working, like we kind of mentioned at the beginning, with my comms jobs here in RIM Media, I have not looked at it as much as I had hoped so, but we'll get there.
Well, you've got a whole summer to learn.
Exactly.
And keyboard's not super duper crazy hard.
But yeah, that's the only other thing. Other than that, and I really would not say that I'm able to play hardly at all. I know a couple of chords, but other than that, my voice is my instrument, and so that's what I come and bring with me to all the gigs.
I mean, fabulous.
I don't have to carry heavy cases. It's great.
Hey, pro. You don't have to carry your poor drummer. Presumably.
Yeah.
Your poor drummer.
And our guitarists, they have their big setups of their amps.
The amps, yeah. I've moved, we have speakers in our radio booth. Moving them from the one room into there is a giant pain. So I can't imagine, lugging the case with the amp in it.
It's great. We make it work.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay. A little bit more about you personally. So you work here at RIM Media.
Yes, I do.
I understand Ram TV, you're an anchor for them.
Yes, I am. So I'm the lead anchor for our weekly newscasts. And so what we'll do is every Friday we film and then we post them on Mondays. And so we'll kind of talk about what's happening on ASU campus.
Yeah.
So from different little events, we have me who kind of talks about a lot of events. We have an entertainment girl, Jesslyn. She talks about, fun entertainment stuff on campus. Cade, he does sports. So all of the ASU sports, kind of when they win, when they lost, what happened, what's coming up. And then we have weather with Olivia. And so it's a full newscast set up into about 10 or 15-minute shows. And so I've been doing that for, I think, about a year and a half or so.
Yeah.
And so I really, really love it. We restarted it because we haven't had a newscast since, before me. It was since COVID happened because it shut down everything. And the newsroom had been shut down for a while. And so it's really awesome to get to start it up again.
I remember when Dawn reopened it. Like when y'all had like a whole thing about it, because I got to bum around in there with our previous director.
Yeah.
Or here at Ram Radio, I mean, our previous faculty director. I got to bum around in there for 20 minutes when they were like doing stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember Ram Radio when I came here in 2022, outing myself as old there.
It's like, I graduated high school in 23.
I graduated high school in 22, so we're not too far apart.
Oh yeah. You're still old though.
Yeah, that's true. I'm old. I'm elderly, frankly. Yeah, next one of these shows, I'm just going to be a pile of dust.
Right.
I'm like a sentient pile of dust talking to an art professor, probably.
Right.
But I remember when we came in here, like COVID had kind of ravaged everyone who worked here. So we had a bunch of people quit, and then we had like 3 people graduate. So in fall of 2023, I was 19, and I was the oldest person who worked at Ram Radio.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's in a good spot now.
Yeah, no, it's great, and it's really awesome to be in here. I really loved kind of seeing how all of the Ram media kind of builds up on each other, because I also work for Rampage.
Yeah.
I've been a writer there. I started there in the spring of 24, and so I've been working there for a while, and to kind of see how it's changed just between our editors-in-chief and then the people who kind of come in and out. It's been really cool to kind of see how the student media is ran here and how they're all a little bit different, but all still talk to each other and kind of bounce off of each other.
Well, because
really awesome.
Fundamentally, we're out for the same thing, essentially, right? I'm gonna keep it real. This entire show is basically a big ad for the student media program, right? Like we got you work at Rampage and Ram TV, and obviously I work here. But I know with Rampage, I want to say y'all's previous editor-in-chief, grad assistant, maybe not editor-in-chief, but he was definitely a grad assistant, Ethan.
He was an editor-in-chief, yes.
Yeah. I want to say.
I'm not sure if he was a grad assistant.
Okay. I knew him, but didn't know him like super duper well. It was a really cool dude. I have a lot of respect for Dr. G. And obviously Ram TV and Ram Radio have been intertwined for a while with the things we do. But my point here is that I think student media we all kind of have the same goal, right? And it's we want to make content, and we want to make content associated with the university, and we want to experience that. And being here in kind of the 2020s, which historically is going to be a time of change. I mean, you've lived through it, right? So have I. But it's been a time of change, and seeing how, we adapted to that, and how Ram TV has changed just in my perception of what happens over there, and how Rampage has changed or not changed or changed in ways I can't even see, is something I really want to highlight. So, like, with Ram TV in particular, I know y'all do Ram Zone now. Ram Zone was like the pet project of radio's previous faculty director, and when he left, y'all, thank God. I will pretend to be salty about this, but I'm actually not. Y'all took it over because he got Dawn involved in that. So are you also the anchor for Ram Zone? Do you talk to people on that?
Yes. So it was our sports anchor beforehand, but he had some other just things this semester, and so he kind of asked if there was anybody else who could do it, and I decided to just take it up. And so, every Monday I get to interview different head coaches from ASU faculty, and it's really cool to get to talk to them about their teams.
Having interviewed a lot of faculty myself, some of them are fabulous speakers who love to talk about whatever it is they're talking about.
Right.
And some of them are maybe not. Right. In your time at Ram TV and even at Rampage, you can talk about Rampage stuff for this. Has there been something that was just like difficult or like a pain or that was like a challenge that kind of that you learned a little bit from or that made you a better speaker, a better presenter?
Doesn't
Doesn't have to be one interview. It can be like this time in my life, but
Yeah. I mean, because I took over RAM zones this semester. And so, I mean, it's been really awesome to kind of get to talk to different people. I've learned definitely the types of questions that kind of get more answers out of them. And then just kind of learning how these different coaches speak and what they like to speak about. And also, I've just learned a lot more about sports in general, learning, what a game is versus a match, like these different things. Because I played basketball back in my day. And so, I knew a little bit about sports, obviously. But I think just getting the chance to talk to these people has really helped me be able, like you said, to be a better speaker and be a better interview, because I can kind of learn on what people are saying, go based off of their questions. So rather than just looking at my sheet and being like, okay, these are the 20 questions, I need to get through these. It's, okay, he said this, let me bounce off of this, and we'll just kind of keep it going more like a conversation rather than an interview.
Well, and I always tell our fresh people here at AM Radio, it's not an interview, it's a conversation with an endpoint. Like, you have something you want to talk about, you have to get there one way or another. So whether that's dragging them kicking and screaming into it, which I never like when that happens, but reality, I really like reality. Or you can, organically talk your way there. And I think something I really love about senior media is it makes people better speakers. Like, we've had people come in at RAM Radio who cannot speak to save their life, and then a year later they're a pretty good speaker. I love that for them. I love that for all of them. I imagine Ram Page will make you a much better writer.
Yes, no, it definitely has. I mean, I had some friends who are in Dr. G's classes, and they've asked me to look over their papers for her class, and it's just knowing me, probably when I took that class, and just the vast difference between me then and me now, and being able to help people look through their papers and be like, okay, basically being like Dr. G and marking it up with a red pen has been kind of awesome and cool to learn, and be able to, expand what I know to people now has been very awesome.
So are you a comm major?
I'm a mass media major with a comm minor. Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay, you're really double dipping the third floor classes.
Yes, I am. I'm up here all of the time. But
yeah.
I really love it. I love, especially because when I got here, what I want to do when I grow up is I want to be a news anchor. That is kind of the specialty that I was looking at, and we really didn't have a whole lot of broadcast type of classes, at least my first couple of semesters, and so we've been getting a lot more. Which has been really, really awesome. So I have a lot of writing background from these mass media courses, but then I'm also getting, the camera work from the comm courses. Yeah. So, video production, advanced video production, electronic news gathering, those type of classes. I've definitely learned the more anchoring side and the reporter side, whereas Dr. G's and all of her mass media classes, and even some of Dr. Zhang's classes now, getting those mass media and the writing and the AP style and all of that. I've really enjoyed getting the mass media and the comm and mixing them together.
Well, they're very, I mentioned that it's kind of like double dipping, but they are really two sides of the same coin. As a comm major, a lot of what I am basically being taught how to do is this, is sit here and talk to one or two people. But my limited experience with mass media, because for whatever reason you have to take video editing as a comm major, we're in that class together. You take video editing as a comm major. It really kind of does expose you to a different side of it. And being able to wrap your head around that is a different way. It's a different challenge. At least it has been for me.
And I think being in both has also helped with a lot of what you hear today is the MMJ, the multimedia journalist, and that's kind of what you need to be in the news realm. Is know how to write online, know how to work a camera, know how to talk to people, know how to edit your things. You've got to be good at all of the things to be kind of anywhere, because so many newsrooms are digital now, and so you need to know how to do the stuff for broadcast that is still very big, but also know how to be online.
Well, and the role of the journalist, I want to say, has changed vastly since even a lot of the books you're probably reading and your media gathering classes have been written. To dip into my minor a little bit, the historical side of this, 20 years ago, being a journalist meant literally having a pen and a paper and going out and asking people stuff.
Right.
And now being a journalist is still that to a degree. There are people who still do that, and it's still an important part of journalism, at least to my understanding. But being able to do all these other little things, and other big things, actually, is more what I meant to say. Do all of these other things, it amazes me that people still have the love for it. That they still have that same drive for truth or reporting or getting things out. So, wrap up a little bit. Your band?
Yes.
All About Alice. You have a rhythm guitarist, Waylon Jennings. Do you guys have any like shows, anything in Lubbock, anything here?
Yes. So we have a lot of our shows this summer are going to be kind of in the Lubbock and the surrounding areas. We have a couple up in Amarillo as well. But specifically in San Angelo, we have one coming up on May 9th. It's a Saturday. We're going to be at the Arclight Bar and Grill and the Clarion Hotel. It's on Rio Concho Drive. It's downtown. And we'll be playing from 9 p.m. until midnight. And it's $10 for a cover, and it's 18 up. So I would really love if anybody from ASU could come out and support. I mean, it's going to be an amazing time.
Yeah.
We've gotten to play at Ram Jam before. We were an opener at Ram Jam,
Oh,
I
that's
think, in
fabulous.
2024. So it was really awesome. And so getting to come back to my stomping grounds here, not having my San Angelo peeps have to drive 3 hours up to Lubbock,
Yeah.
I'm very excited for. And so, yeah, it's $10 at the Arclight Bar and Grill on May 9th. And people can follow us on our social medias. So we have Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at All About Alice Band. We also have a website at allaboutaliceband.com. And so it's just kind of, following us on there so you can see when our shows are to remember these things and know about our new music that's coming out pretty soon.
Yay, fabulous. I'm actually unironically probably gonna go follow you after this. I'm gonna find out what your bassist looks like.
Okay.
Because no one cares about the bassist, and I want his feelings to be known. I want him to feel seen for me.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we love talking to it's the College of Arts and Humanities podcast. We love talking to I think I've literally said we'll talk to literally anyone from the College of Arts and Humanities, and you're a higher bar than that. You work in student media, but. We love talking to students, profs, anyone. If you have recommendations, tell me about it after the show.
Perfect.
But thank you guys so much for joining me and Katie. We will see you guys next time. Bye.